For my Ancient Civilizations project, I chose to do 3 different places that me and my family have visited in New Mexico. So the first one was White Sands, the second was Three Rivers, and the third was Gila Cliff Dwellings. And I think that they each connect to each other somehow. Visiting White Sands was really fun, and the area was beautiful, but you wouldn't think it would be the type of the place that would have a really crazy mystery. In White Sands, archaeologists noticed something very unusual. They found mammoth footprints alongside with giant sloth footprints and direwolf footprints. And also, next to those footprints, they found thousands of human footprints. So that means that would make the footprints at least 13,500 years old. When the archaeologists dug down looking for more footprints, they did find a lot more footprints, each time going deeper and deeper into the earth. And also, with one set of footprints, they found aqua seeds in it, which they could radiocarbon date. And the results were crazy. The deepest set of footprints alongside with the aqua seeds that were radiocarbon dated came back to be 21,000 to 23,000 years old, which completely disproves that the mainstream theory of the Bering Land Bridge being created and people coming over about 13,500 years ago. It completely disproves that. And so after White Sands, we went and took a 30-minute drive to a place not far away called Three Rivers Petroglyph Site. It was filled with thousands of old petroglyphs made by a tribe called the Magyar people. Me and my family took a hike to see the petroglyphs, and it was really interesting. There were all sorts of different petroglyphs ranging from things like animals and goats to baby footprints and freaky-looking bug-eyed alien things. There were a lot of petroglyphs that was a circle with a cross in the middle and dots all around it. And I thought it was really interesting because I've seen before other petroglyphs that are found in places like South America and the Amazon that look identical or very similar to those petroglyphs at the petroglyph site at Three Rivers. So after we finished visiting Three Rivers, we went up to a place called Gila Cliff Dwellings in the Gila mountain range. It's only like 200 miles from White Sands. And we got to go up there, and up there are these cliff dwellings made by the Tularosa Magyar tribe. And the really cool thing was we got to actually go up inside the caves and the dwellings where their homes used to be. And it's one of the only places in the United States where you can still go up and actually walk through their homes. So it was really an amazing experience getting to go through these cliff dwellings. The mainstream theory is that the Magyar people lived in the cliff dwellings for about 30 years, 750 years ago. And they were the ones who occupied it and found it, but that it was built and used shortly by a group of hunters who needed it and then abandoned it. But what doesn't make sense is why a group of hunters just shortly using it why they would build something so complex and amazingly designed that would probably take a long time to do it, and then just abandon it. Then also, on the roof of the cliff dwelling main area, there was a very thick layer of charcoal deposit from where the fire smoke would have gone on the ceiling. And the park ranger who worked there said that it would take a very long time, more than just those Hunter people and Mogollon people that lived there for a short time, to build up all that, such a thick layer of charcoal deposit. And she said that they believed that the original cliff dwellings went back to prehistoric times. So you might be wondering what all of this has to do with the things I've talked about. Well, I think that the White Sands theory disproves that people crossed over on the Bering Land Bridge, and that there were people in the Americas much sooner before than we think. And I think that if they couldn't have come to the Americas over the Bering Land Bridge, they came from down south, from South America, and they came up because they couldn't have come from the north because it was a frozen glacier. So they must have come from the south and spread up through the south part of the United States, staying in places like the cliff dwellings, drawing their petroglyphs on the rocks at Three Rivers, and leaving their footprints behind in White Sands.